Artists, storytellers, beatmakers, 2023 is upon us, so this news report is going to be different. I'm going to take a look forward into 2023 and also look back at the most popular gear from 2022. We'll look at some hopes and predictions for 2023, the top news stories from 2022, and all the gear you wanted most. Let's get to the list. First up, the biggest news stories from 2022. The first big news story has an unexpected twist. Waves released a plugin back in February called Cosmos. Cosmos is a sample manager plugin. It looks at your whole sample collection, then categorizes the samples, and basically makes it easier to find and audition stuff. Here's the twist. When Cosmos was initially released, it was free and looked like it was gonna be free forever. That changed just 4 months in when Waves put a $15 price tag on it. I hope you all downloaded it when it was free, but if you didn't, there's a free alternative I mentioned in that news report. ADSR Sample Manager. Almost identical in what they do, but ADSR Sample Manager remains free. I'll add a link to it below. And I'll add links to everything else I mentioned in this video below as well. The next big news story came from Universal Audio. They announced a new subscription service called UAD Spark, and along with it, finally, a way to use UA plugins without UA hardware. This was huge news because so many of you were longing to use UA plugins, and now you can with any interface for a monthly fee. Two other news stories that got a lot of attention were the releases of Baby Audio's Crystalline Reverb plugin and Native Instruments Playbox plugin. Both of those plugins made my list of the best plugins of 2022 and have received rave reviews from others as well. If you want to check them out, you'll find links below. Last, I want to highlight one story I thought would be bigger, but really wasn't. It was the introduction of Complete 14. Every couple of years, Native Instruments updates their complete bundles of instruments and effects. And honestly, I was hoping for more new instruments when they announced version 14. But instead, we got more effects from Plugin Alliance and Isotope, two companies that recently joined Native Instruments and the Soundwide group. More on that later. So what news report or music gear got you excited in 2021? Did I miss something in my list? Comment below. By the way, these lists are just for fun, no scientific formula or anything. They're just loosely based on my video views and your comments. In 2022, this channel gained over 8 million new views and over 500,000 hours of watch time. Next list, the gear you all wanted most in 2022 based on my video views. Based on views, the gear you all were looking for most was MIDI keyboards. My updated video rounding up the top 6 MIDI keyboards in 2022 outperformed any other video this year with over 400,000 views. Next up, surprise, surprise, was my 31 free plugins video. Yeah, we all love free stuff. And I'll be doing a similar video next week, so don't miss it. Now, let's get more specific. Of all the gear I reviewed this year, here are 6 that you searched for the most. First up, the Beyerdynamic DT700 Pro X headphones. Great headphones, I use them daily now. Next was the Oxygen Pro Mini keyboard, particularly when I did a direct comparison with the familiar MPK Mini. Akai released the MPK Mini Plus this year, which also made this list, along with Arturia's long-awaited Mini Lab 3. And to finish off the list, the 2 audio interfaces that got you all excited were the Universal Audio Volt and the Arturia Mini Fuse. By the way, do you know which piece of gear I got the most random questions on? It was the Monogram MIDI controller I have on my desk. It appeared in a couple different videos and got so many comments and questions. Okay, next up are some predictions and hopes for new gear in 2023. But before I get to that, a quick word from today's sponsor, DistroKid. If you're making a New Year's resolution this year, it should be to get your music out to the world. DistroKid lets you upload your music to Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, Pandora, Amazon, pretty much everywhere. Best of all, they make it really easy. Just upload your track, add some artwork, and fill in some fields, and they do the rest. DistroKid also collects earnings for you when your listeners play or purchase your music. I've actually created 2 dedicated videos on DistroKid to give you all the details about how it works, how you upload, and how you get paid. You can watch those videos right here. Check out those videos, and if you're ready to sign up, I'll include a link in the video description below that'll give you 7% off your first year of DistroKid membership. So what's coming in 2023? Based on your replies to my question a couple weeks ago, and also what I'd like to see, here are 10 hopes and predictions for 2023. First, I hope we get an update to Native Instruments S-Series keyboards. It's one of my favorite MIDI controller keyboards, but we could all use an update, and 2023 may be the year Native Instruments gives it to us. And once again, let's hope for drum pads on Native Instruments keyboards. I wouldn't hold my breath on that one. We're also in need of an update to Arturia's Key Lab, something you all mentioned as well. My next prediction also has to do with keyboards. I have a feeling we're going to see more MIDI controllers with built-in sequencers, and here's why. Up until recently, the cheapest popular controller with a sequencer was the Arturia KeyStep. When Akai released their MPK Plus controller, they packed both DAW and sequencer features into one keyboard, and for a great price, $169. Given the popularity of this new keyboard, I have a feeling that others may follow this trend. What do you think? Are you looking for a DAW controller and sequencer in one? Comment below. You guys also suggested mini keyboards with more keys. We've been stuck with 25 keys for long enough, but 32 or 37 keys feels so much more comfortable for many of us. Next up is a hope for a SoundToys update to their plugins. I use SoundToys plugins a lot, but they are severely in need of an update to their UI, presets, efficiency. There's lots they can do. I hope we see that in 2023. Another update you all want to see is a Machine Mark IV and an update to the machine software as well. Yeah, another one for Native Instruments. Speaking of Native Instruments, you all remember the news of their merger with Plugin Alliance and Isotope into Soundwide? Well, we recently saw another acquisition when Sonics joined the Focusrite group. There are so many mergers happening recently, and I won't be surprised if we see more coming in 2023. What collaboration between companies would you like to see in 2023? Maybe Arturia joining forces with someone else? Okay, here's an interesting one. Do you think Arturia will release more of their hardware synths as software plugins? They did this recently with the Mini Freak, first releasing it as a hardware synth and then surprising us with a software plugin version as well. Maybe they'll release a plugin version of the Polybrute or Matrix Brute. That would be so cool. Here's one more prediction that so many of you have been asking for, even last year. An update to the Ableton Push. We've been stuck with the Push 2 for a long time now, ever since I started this YouTube channel. An update would be amazing, and I predict it would be one of the biggest news stories if they did it in 2023. Let's hope. Last, I think we're going to see more subscription plans for plugins. Love it or hate it, this has been the trend in the last couple years, and I think we're going to see more plugin companies follow it. Now, I know subscriptions are unpopular with many of you, but I want to hear from anyone who's had a positive experience with them. Do you use a subscription plan that you've been happy with? Share your experience with us in the comments below. And hey, what else do you want to see in 2023? Share your hopes and predictions with us as well.
Happy New Year, everyone! Wishing you a more prosperous, happy, and loved year ahead. Thank you for being with us this year and watching our goals come into fruition. I especially want to thank the main man himself, SanjayC. I am so proud of you and what you accomplished this year. Thanks to you and all your hard work, we are all here today together. I get to meet such amazing people on our travels and get to connect with artists online like our weekly featured artists. This year we featured 52 independent artists from around the world and shared their music with over 400,000 subscribers. And we'll do it again in 2023. So keep that music coming so we can feature you next. Meet Sandesh Matt, also known as Loudart. Sandesh is from Germany but lives in France. He created this beat with Latin percussion, session drums, a guitar he built himself, and self-sung vocals. So creative. Follow Sandesh Matt on Instagram and his socials. To have your music featured, follow and tag SanjayC on Instagram, Hashtag SanjayC News, because that's how we find your music. Happy New Year to everyone once again, and we hope to see a lot more of you featured in our future videos.
That's it for the news. Here's to last year's 52 news reports, 52 independent artists, and here's wishing each of you success in the new year with your music. Keep learning, keep sharing, and keep making the music you love.